Park Hyun-soo was dealt a cruel hand by fate in a world where people possessed special abilities and monsters roamed free. He was born without any powers, and his parents had passed away, leaving his younger brother in the hospital. Hyun-soo was on the verge of giving up hope until an old man appeared, claiming to be a master of the divine arts. The old man promised to make Hyun-soo the most powerful being in existence. In the central plain of Mirim, there was a martial arts master known as the Heavenly Demon, the leader of the Heavenly Demon divine cult. He had pursued the path of mastering the divine arts so ardently that his spirit became separated from his physical body. Now, he was trapped in the cult's headquarters, unable to communicate with his followers or interact with the physical world. The only thing he could do was to try and slap his disciples, but his hand would always slip through them. One day, a portal suddenly opened up in front of him and pulled him into another world. Meanwhile, on Earth, Hyun-soo was struggling to make ends meet. Portals had appeared across the world, and monsters from another dimension had started to pour through. Most of humanity had awakened special powers to fight back, but Hyun-soo was among the 1% who remained powerless. To support his sickly brother's hospital bills, he worked as a supporter for adventure hunting parties, a profession where he assisted hunters with special abilities in battling portal monsters. One day, while Hyun-soo was about to head out for a job, a portal opened in his room, and the Heavenly Demon's spirit emerged. Hyun-soo was initially scared, but he soon realized that he was the only person who could see the Heavenly Demon. The old man was equally shocked that he had found someone who could interact with him. Realizing that he was in a different world, the Heavenly Demon headed outside to explore, while Hyun-soo received a call for work. However, the Heavenly Demon soon returned, having discovered that he could only interact with Hyun-soo. He grabbed Hyun-soo by the collar and took off into the sky, leaving Hyun-soo screaming in terror. Hyun-soo was terrified after the sudden flight, and as a result, he felt sick and threw up his lunch when they landed at a bus stop. While he was on the bus, he talked to the invisible Heavenly Demon, but the other passengers thought he was crazy. When they arrived at the B-rank portal, a group of hunters and supporters gathered, knowing they needed all the help they could get to face the challenges that lay ahead. Unfortunately, Hyun-soo ran into Choi Jung-sung, a notorious bully who had previously beaten him up, and the Heavenly Demon realized that he was a rude and disrespectful person. Hyun-soo complained about Choi Jung-sung's behavior, but the Heavenly Demon unexpectedly hit him in the face. As they entered the portal, the group set up camp to plan their next move. The Heavenly Demon quickly deduced that the portal was related to water, and Hyun-soo marveled at the old man's psychic abilities. The group confirmed the Heavenly Demon's observations. Before they could take any action, massive pillars of water shot up from the ground, and merman monsters emerged from them. The group was suddenly under attack from all directions, and they found themselves struggling to hold their ground. Hyun-soo was unfortunately caught off guard by a giant merman that pierced straight through his armor vest, leaving him to face certain death. Fortunately, the Heavenly Demon finally stepped in and used a single finger to knock back the monster, demonstrating his immense power. He instructed Hyun-soo to watch as he overpowered all of the mermen with ease. The Heavenly Demon swiftly evades all of the merman's attacks and destroys them one by one with ease, utilizing a technique known as Chaos Demon Flash, which annihilates all foes within a 50-yard radius. However, when the ultimate boss merman appears, he depletes all of his energy chi and is unable to make contact with it. The merman then shifts its focus to a helpless Hyun-soo and launches itself at him, but the Heavenly Demon intervenes just in time and kicks the boy's arms, saving him. Frustrated by his own inaction, the Heavenly Demon urges Hyun-soo to take action or face death. He identifies the merman's vulnerable points and forcefully pushes Hyun-soo toward them. Initially fearful, Hyun-soo decides to push past his fear and charges forward, following the Heavenly Demon's instructions, and defeats the merman using only his bare hands. After defeating the monster, a notification window appears in front of Hyun-soo, indicating that he has finally unlocked a power that involves following instructions. What sort of power is this? After facing an endless wave of mermen, the hunters decided to retreat and regroup in the human world. As they were packing up to leave, the lead hunter announced that they had a new member among them who had awakened his abilities, and it was Hyun-soo. However, when Choi Jung-sung approached Hyun-soo and asked about his ability, he hesitated. He was worried that the others would make fun of him, but the Heavenly Demon encouraged him to speak up. Hyun-soo, however, told him to be quiet since no one could see him. This led to a misunderstanding, and Choi started a fight. But Hyun-soo's abilities automatically obeyed the orders of the Heavenly Demon, enabling him to dodge Choi's attack. In fact, following the Heavenly Demon's Instructions also boosted Hyunsu's strength. When the old man ordered him to perform a special technique, his abilities imprinted the knowledge straight into Hyunsu's mind. With just one punch, he knocked Choi out cold. After the altercation, the lead hunter reminded Hyunsu that attacking a teammate had consequences, but since nobody really liked Choi, he could get away with it. As they were leaving, the girl leader named Iron approached Hyunsu, hoping they could get along in the future. This made his heart race, which the old man noticed. When he questioned Hyunsu about it, he refused to answer. This time, Hyunsu made up his mind and turned to the old man. He went down on his knees and expressed his desire to become the old man's student. He wanted to learn and improve his abilities under his guidance. When Hyunsu expressed his desire to become a martial artist, the old man refused to take him as his student and instead suggested that he should practice martial arts. Hyunsu was quick to point out the problem with this. He didn't have a physical body, and he was too weak. Hyunsu knew that he needed to get stronger or risk dying, and that would mean the heavenly demon would have no one to talk to. The old man saw no other option and demanded that Hyunsu bow down to him 9 times as a formal request. Those who were nearby thought the old man had lost his mind, as they couldn't see him, but Hyunsu obeyed nonetheless. After that, the old man pulled Hyunsu through the portal that was still present on one of Hyunsu's walls. As they landed in a white void, the old man had Hyunsu sit down. He then used his own energy to open Hyunsu's meridian pathways, which would allow his body to handle greater martial arts. During this process, the old man was shocked by how perfect Hyunsu's body was for martial arts. Hyunsu, on the other hand, was even more shocked when he felt a surge of strength in his body, which made him jump and hit his head on the ceiling. He had never felt so strong before and was not used to this newfound power. The next day, they went to the Hunter Association for Hyunsu's official ranking. They headed to the basement level where the ranking would be conducted. As the elevator door opened, they heard a smacking sound, and their eyes were drawn to a scoreboard with a ridiculous value of 687. As Hyunsu enters the basement, he learns that it is where the Hunter rankings tests take place. He discovers that a score above 900 is enough to secure a rank, while a score above 1500 would grant an S rank. Hyunsu is greeted by the rank evaluation head, John Nokshu, who tells him that he has become quite popular for taking down Choi, the jerk who had caused trouble before. After the woman with a score of 687 finishes her test, Hyunsu steps up to take his own. The heavenly demon teases him over his nervousness around the woman and the revealing uniform he has to wear for the tests. However, Hyunsu follows his master's instructions and uses the unlocked chi within him to perform perfectly. He scores over 1,000 with his first shot and continues to score 1,000 or more on every test he takes throughout the day. Nokshu is confident that Hyunsu will make a rank by the end of the day. The final task is a virtual battle. Before the battle, Hyunsu decides to eat a dish he hasn't had in a long time due to price hikes, ramen. As revenge for the heavenly demon's teasing, he messes with his teacher, who is now unable to eat due to the loss of his physical body. Afterwards, Hyunsu heads to the virtual battle room where he encounters the woman from before. She appears worn out and hurt from her previous battles. Despite this, Hyunsu remains focused and determined to do his best in the battle. As Hyunsu steps into the virtual battle room, he is given an explanation by Nokshu about how it functions. He learns that it was created by a highly skilled S-rank hunter, who is also an engineer. The virtual environment is designed to simulate various challenging scenarios and comes with different levels that increase in difficulty. Since Hyunsu is yet to attain any rank, he will begin his test from level 4. After he is plugged into the simulation, the room transforms into a dense forest with an array of dangerous monsters lurking in the shadows. To his surprise, Hyunsu notices that the old man recognizes the technique used to create the forest almost immediately. As he proceeds through the forest, he is attacked by a pack of wolves and other fierce creatures. Despite the initial scare, with the heavenly demon's guidance, Hyunsu is able to dodge and defeat each of the monsters with ease. As they progress through the forest, a massive ogre suddenly appears. However, instead of helping him, Nokshu flies off and encourages Hyunsu to test his solo skills. Determined to prove himself, Hyunsu rushes forward and lands a powerful kick to the ogre's leg. The monster is injured but quickly recovers, grabbing Hyunsu with its massive fists. As he feels the crushing grip of the ogre, Hyunsu hears his master's voice, guiding him to use his internal energy. With immense focus and determination, he destroys the ogre's fists and knees its face into a pulp, completing level 4. After a short break, Hyunsu enters level 5, which turns out to be a snowy landscape. He is suddenly approached by a woman who seems to be in distress and requests his help. However, to his dismay, he quickly realizes that the woman is actually a vampire, one of the many monsters on this level. Hyunsu Hyunsu completes level 6 in the virtual battle room and decides to leave the testing area. As he makes his way out, he encounters Lee Mina, who is a recruiter from the Hunter Association. She invites him to a meeting room and presents him with a contract to join the organization. During the negotiation, the old man accompanying Hyunsu makes jokes about the interaction with the beautiful Mina. However, he also provides guidance on the negotiation process. Despite being a newcomer, Hyunsu impresses Mina with his knowledge. Suddenly, another woman arrives. Yurak, who is an S-rank hunter from the Red Lions Guild. She is also interested in recruiting Hyunsu, and the two women begin to argue about the benefits of each of their organizations. Despite the argument, Hyunsu eventually makes a decision. While this is happening, on Mount Ilya, the B-rank portal with the water concept has become a disaster. The inside of the portal has transformed into a vast ocean, and dangerous monsters continue to appear. The rescue team leader manages to save his companions by using his shadow clone technique, but unfortunately, he sacrifices his own life when a giant dragon-like monster attacks him, and he ends up dead in the process. After rejecting the contracts offered by both the Hunter Association and the Red Lions Guild, Hyunsu decides to explore other potential offers before making a final decision. He spends his days training with the Heavenly Demon and the Portal Void, learning the various skills of his cult. The training is arduous, requiring him to master footwork, flight, and strikes so fast they are invisible to the naked eye. The Heavenly Demon introduces Hyunsu to techniques that are beyond his comprehension, but with the old man as his master, he is confident that he will learn them in due course. Despite his enthusiasm, Hyunsu's lack of patience and focus results in exhaustion and a collapse. His master admonishes him for attempting to learn advanced techniques without first mastering the basics. Hyunsu realizes his mistake and decides to redouble his efforts to become a better student. Meanwhile, the B-rank portal incident causes friction within the Hunter Association. The members begin to bicker and argue, but the situation reaches a boiling point when it appears that they cannot agree on a solution. It is at this critical juncture that Mina stands up from her seat and suggests that she might have a solution to their problem.